Hi, I'm Jeremiah Lawrence, here with my wife,
Ari.
and we're here at Contending for the Faith Full Gospel Church, where Pastors Lawrence and Vanessa Custard are the pastors. Today we'll be discussing the difference between marriage and cohabitation.
The thing that you have to understand about shacking means you just coexisting together. There's no commitment nowhere. You know, if I want to come home, I come. If I don't want to come, I ain't coming, and that kind of stuff. So, you got to understand that when we talk about marriage is a commitment. First of all, it's a commitment to God. Then a commitment to the two parties make a commitment to God first. That's the thing. Right. The two parties have a relationship. First of all, you have a relationship with the Lord. That's the first thing. Right. Then the second thing is you're making a commitment marriage-wise. Right. And that means you two have a covenant with God individually. Then you come together, you have a covenant with God together. Right?
So to clarify, you're saying the difference between cohabitation and marriage is the covenant.
Right.
Not necessarily the commitment, because a lot of our generation understands relationship as we're in a committed, loving relationship, and that's the same as marriage. And you're saying, well, no, you first need to have a covenant between you and God, and then you're going to make a covenant between you and your spouse.
The difference is God.
Right.
In those two relationships or those dynamics is that the relationship with God, first of all, is on an individual level. Then the two people come together and make a covenant with God on a corporate or joint level. So you have to understand that when we're talking about cohabitating in marriage, yes, you may think, I'm glad you said that, we think. That's exactly what it is. It's what you think. Right. It's not by God's design. And this is what we're talking about. The reason that things are off kilter and why you don't have understanding is because it's what you think. Right. It's not what's designed. Right. And you can go to work and do what you think, but they're going to pull you off to the side and say, this is what we want. This is by design. Right. And it seems like we wrestle with family life and we wrestle with corporate life as far as knowing what they want from us. But then when it comes to what God desires from us as a family unit and marriage and understanding distinctions, because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's a distinction. Mm-hmm. You're asking about a distinction. What's the distinction between marriage, cohabitating, shacking up, because that's what it is, and coexisting. And it's just that. The term coexisting means it's just that we're living in this relationship as married just so we can have sexual pleasures, mainly. But then some say, no, we came together because, we find it's more advantageous. Yeah, but that's still a married lifestyle, but you don't have a commitment to one another. You can get up and leave at your choice. Right. And then somebody says, well, some people stay married and they still don't get, there are guidelines that you're missing in those relationships in order to remain in those relationships.
Vanessa alluded to the fact that, people say, well, what's the difference? What's the difference in, us staying together and you making it legal, so to speak? Well, God is the difference.
That is.
He is the difference because you're going to view it differently. You being together will be different because you're going to come together under His instruction design rather than what you think it is. Man. So just because something looks like it's working doesn't mean that God is pleased with that.
That's a good point.
That's one of the differences.